Welcome back to K2 Paranormal. I'm Jackson. I'm about 15 kilometres south of Geraldton at the moment. I've come to the banks here at the Granite River. We've come to a place called Bootenal Springs. There's a little bit of history here, so I'm just going to take you for a walk through this. This is the home of the Yamaji, the local Aboriginal people of Geraldton. So there's a bit of history here. We're gonna take a walk around. I'll explain a few things, and I'll just show you what's what, and we'll go from there. Alright, so as we head a little bit closer to the actual river, you'll notice as you're walking there's little information plaques like this one here. There is a bit of a trail. They sort of lead up and around to a bit of a footbridge that crosses over to the other side of the Granite River itself. But you can follow them and have a bit of a read, and it just sort of lets you know a little bit about the history, what went on in this place. But we're going to go further up. Just over here there's a bit of a lookout there, so we're going to go up to that section up here. Alright, as we sort of near the riverfront itself, down on the banks there's a little information plaque here you can sort of see. This one's basically explaining about a traditional Aboriginal story about the serpents. There was a sea serpent that sort of came inland, worked its way through the land, and that's what caused all these rivers and estuaries. As it made its way further inland, there was a rainbow serpent up there called the Maru. They had a bit of a confrontation, and that caused a bit of conflict between the rainbow and the sea serpent. But what we're going to do is I'm just going to take you down to the riverfront here, because there's something that I do every time I come, out of respect for what happened here, as we'll talk about later. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to grab a handful of some dirt. Now, this is a little tradition that I do. So I'm just going to take this dirt, I'm just going to throw it in the river. It's basically more like a protection sort of thing, and it offers a little bit of respect between the Aboriginal people and myself, I guess, for being here. So we're just going to toss that in the river. There we go. And it's so beautiful down here at the moment. It's just after winter in Western Australia. I did come down during winter. Now I think I filmed a little bit, but the river was all the way up here to these, you can see these banks further up. The river was actually flowing all through here right up to these banks. There was a lot of water. I couldn't actually do any filming at the time. Alright, so this is Bootenal Springs here. It sort of extends further up the river, probably another 400-500 metres up that way, and it continues right through down to other areas of the river itself, like Granite River and Devlin Pool and a few other spots like that. But Bootenal Springs, the traditional word for that is Balungu. Now, Balungu, to the Aboriginal people of Western Australia, this is the resting place of the pelicans. All the pelicans would come here. Sometimes you can still see them. They still come every now and again. It's just probably the wrong time of the year for them. But this was home to the Nungula, or the Yamaji tribe, the Aboriginals of the local area of Geraldton, Champion Bay, as it was earlier known on. So this is their home. There's a lot of bush tucker here. There's probably like berries. There's fish. There's birds. Especially during winter, there's an abundance of fresh water. So this place was like an oasis for the Aboriginal people. And it is quite amazing to come down and see after the rains, like after it sort of flushed a bit of the river out and cleaned it up. It's quite amazing to come down here. It's very tranquil, as you can probably hear the little cicada bugs that you normally hear during summertime. So what we're going to do is I'm just going to take a walk along the river up that side. I'm going to explain a few things about the history here, what happened, and then we'll go from there. Alright, so Geraldton, or Champion Bay as it was known back then, was first settled in 1840. It was named after Lieutenant John Lord Stokes. He named Geraldton, or Champion Bay, after a colonial schooner which was called the Champion. And George Fletcher Moore was the captain of the Champion. Now that's also where Geraldton gets another one of the suburbs, Point Moore, so that was named after George Fletcher Moore. But it wasn't really until the 21st of February 1871 that Geraldton was actually declared a town. Oh, so many spiders. I just walked into another one. Alright, I'm going to go up to the river here if I don't walk into some more spider webs. Alright, so we're just going to go for a walk up to the actual spring itself. It's quite peaceful here. Bit easier to see your way through the daytime. Alright, there's the actual spring there. So here we go, coming up to it now. There we are, it's beautiful. So that's sort of looking north towards Geraldton, and then this is looking south towards Perth. But that's the spring anyway. I just wanted to sort of cut through and show what's on the inside of all this thicket, the bush area here, the swampy marshlands. Alright, we'll head back up. I'll go back to where I was and jump back onto that trail and sort of head back south down that way. As I sort of just came out of the thicket just there, the bush area, I just noticed this sticking out the ground, which kind of looks like a bit of a grave. Not sure if it is or if it's just an old bed or a bit of fencing or something, but it definitely resembles what would have been a grave of some sort. So it's a bit weird. Anyway, we'll keep going. We'll head up to, I'm going to go up to the footbridge that crosses over the other side. So we'll just talk a little bit more about some of the history here on the way up. Alright, we're on the main track again. I've just come out of the thicket, so we'll head south down towards the little footbridge there. So with up north a little bit further than Geraldton, there was a mine that had been established called the Geraldine Mine. That was in 1849. So that meant more workers were coming up to Champion Bay to go up to the mine up there and work up there. This also brought families, and then obviously the demand for farming pastoral leases were the next on the list. Housing and all that sort of stuff, that was soon established. George Shenton was actually the first to take up some pastoral lease here on the Granite Flats. He had a few other places in town itself, but he was one of the first to take up farming leases. A man named William Criddle was also bringing his cattle down to these, like the spring area here, because they had flocks of sheep and cattle up here. During the summer it was pretty hot, and this would have been the only source of water during those summer months. So William used to come down here and give the cattle some drink, but unfortunately the Aboriginal people seen that as a bit of an intrusion on their land. It didn't really go down too well, and this basically started the conflict between the settlers and the Aboriginal people. Alright, so we're sort of just nearing the little footbridge here. So with a lot of pastoral leases, obviously there was cattle and sheep and stuff. It wasn't really long before a few of these, the cattle and stuff, were actually being killed. There were houses that were being attacked as well by the Aboriginal people. Obviously it was a bit of a retaliation sort of thing. We'll go up a little bit more. There was a man named John Drummond. Now he was a local pastoralist. He was from Perth originally. His parents were obviously from over in England, but he came over. He was a pastoralist. He soon fell into the role of a mediator, or basically a negotiator, between Aboriginal people and white settlers. So generally, if there was any sort of conflict or anything, he would come down and try to talk to the people, try to resolve any issues that were being aroused. Unfortunately for John Drummond, he had a brother. Now his brother was actually shot, and Governor Hutt, another man, ordered for the capture of John Drummond, but he evaded police, and he went to actually go live with the Aboriginal people for a while. And a quote from John Drummond's actual mother, when he came back out of hiding, said that she couldn't actually recognise him. He was unrecognisable. So we're just coming to the footbridge now. So I'm just going to swing the camera around. I'll show you a bit of this stuff here. Alright, so that's the little footbridge there. There is another little plaque here. I'll just quickly read that. So on December 1846, Lieutenant Frank Helpman, and Augustus and Henry Gregory, and 3 others were equipped with a dray and horses. They are heading south from Champion Bay, so in this direction of this area, basically. They were travelling south to the Irwin River, which is in Dongra, and they were met by a group of friendly Yamiji people from this area. The Wadjala. Now the Wadjala is an Aboriginal term for white people. The Wadjala stopped here, and their horses, and they were located at the limestone rock ledge. Now that is just up here, so we'll go up there and have a quick look at that. So during the winter months, you wouldn't be coming across here. It'd be completely underwater. So that's looking south. That's heading north. So all those men with the horses and stuff, they would have come up to just up here. There's a little bit of a limestone wall, so we'll go have a quick look at that. That should be just behind here. Here we are. So this sort of marks the spot where those men came and met with the Yamaji here, gave the horses some drink. As I was saying, it was probably the only source of water at the time. And you can hear the wind starting to pick up a little bit more. Alright, so we've come up a little bit further. Up here there's another little information plaque. This one's just saying that any of the Yamaji that were caught on suspicion of spearing livestock were sent south to be imprisoned at Fremantle, and also Rottnest Island, which was another holding place for prisoners at that time. There were 8 prisoners that were convicted of stealing sheep and cattle. They were sentenced to 12 and 18 months imprisonment and hard labour as well. And that was written by William Burgess. He was a resident magistrate at the time of 1854. So when John Drummond eventually came back out of hiding from this area with the Aboriginal people, he was basically reinstated for his role as mediator, as an interpreter. But during his time away, his few months that he was hiding, a lot of this retaliation was still carried on. There was a lot of crops being burnt, cattle were being killed, and this went on for a while, and the settlers were quite fed up with it. They sort of really needed to resolve this issue. Now, when John came back, he was accompanied in the Victoria Plains in this area. He was accompanied by a native called Kardakai, I think I pronounced that right, as an interpreter. So he was basically the negotiator, and Kardakai was the interpreter of native language, of native tongue, for the Aboriginal people. So, but it's quite nice. I haven't really seen much wildlife, to be honest. I've seen a couple of birds, and there's obviously cicadas, you can hear them, but that's alright. We'll move up a bit further and we'll go from there. Alright, so basically the tension grew to a boiling point, as it would have, and this was after threats were made to a man named Lockyer Burgess. Lockyer basically said, look, I've had enough of this. Something needs to be done. So Lockyer went round and gathered up a whole heap of station hands to help resolve this issue. They gathered up the station hands. They had rifles and stuff with them. They got on their horses and made their way down here to Bootenal Springs. So on the 4th and the 5th of July in 1854, those station hands that were on the horses with the guns, they came down to the thicket here, the swampy marshland area. They carried out the attack on the Aboriginal people, and that resulted in a few deaths. So I'll show you the area exactly of where that was. Alright, so this one's just saying the use of firearms terrified the wildlife. It scattered the waterfowl, which waterfowl are just a little water bird, sort of like with long legs. The introduced herds of cattle and flocks of sheep polluted the drains and water holes, and trampled and destroyed all the bush tucker that the Aboriginal people were actually using as food. In desperation, the Yamaji killed those animals for food. And that's what I was saying just then, was that the pastoralists savagely retaliated, for killing the sheep and the cattle and all that sort of stuff. So alright, we'll head up a little bit more. I'll show you the actual spot. Alright, so when the actual attack happened here in 1854, the farmhands came down from the main highway. They drove the Aboriginal people into this area, into this thicket here, all this area behind me, where you can see. They weren't outnumbered, but they had weapons. That the white people had the weapons. Obviously the Aboriginal people, they were a bit disadvantaged. They probably would have only had spears. Some people were speared. There is records of that. As for actual details of the whole incident itself, it's pretty vague. There's not really much on that. Even the description on the people that were killed is pretty vague as well. It's between 15 and 30 people. There's also no record of where those people were buried, if they were buried. So it's pretty sad to sort of think that, these people were driven out of their home. Like if somebody came into your backyard, you'd want to defend that. So it's pretty much what happened there. Alright, we'll continue up here a bit further. I'll talk a little bit more about some stuff if I don't get a spider web in my face or trip over a log. So we'll go up here. So Dongra, which I just mentioned, which is just south, I just got spiked by something, which is just south of Geraldton. Originally, the original name for Dongra was Thungara, which is the Aboriginal term for it, which it means the resting place of seals. Later on, obviously through settlement, that sort of got changed a little bit. It became Dungara because of the translation between Aboriginal and English. And then later on, as the town sort of got settled, it changed to Dongra. So from Thungara to Dungara to Dongra is basically sort of how Dongra got its name. But you can sort of see all the spring behind me. I'll just sort of come down here and have a look. There's spiders everywhere. I'll swing it around this way, so we might be able to see them in the background. Oh yep. Alright, so in 1857, after the massacre here at Bootenal, they did actually build a convict depot. Now, just in the background, which is just, if I get the camera right, see here those tall palm trees right there? That's where the convict depot actually was. It didn't last too long, and there's not too much history of it. But basically, the palm trees that I just pointed out, that's the only reminder of the convict depot. There are, if you walk around, you can actually find little bits of pottery and glass and stuff like that from that time. Alright, we'll head up, and I think we're just about done. So before I leave, I just want to have a little walk around with the EMF, just see if there's any residual energy, I guess. Not to be disrespectful, of course. I'm not going to be calling spirits out or anything in that nature. I am a paranormal investigator, as everybody knows from watching my channel. But I do want to see just if there is any residual energy around this area. So we might go through here. because this looks pretty spooky. I tell you what, it's a bit of a different feel when you get up into the bushes up here. I can't really go through that. I might have to go around a little bit more. Alright, so I've just got my EMF meter here. I'm just going to have a little bit of a walk around with it. I'm not going to try and entice or provoke or anything in that matter. All I'm doing is just picking up residual energy if there's any sort of energy here. We'll go back over here, sort of closer to the river. We'll just see if we can pick anything up. Oop, there we go. There we go, we're getting... Whoa, okay. I wasn't actually expecting to get anything. It was just, I brought this from home just to see if I could, get anything. This is amazing. Whoa. So that's already pretty good indication that there is some sort of energy around this area. Wow, look at that. As I said before, I'm not going to entice or provoke or anything in that nature. This is purely just more of a research. Whoa. It definitely adds to the spookiness with the wind coming through those trees. Wow, look at that. Whoa. That's crazy. Check that out. That's... Wow. You're kidding me. Wow, okay. So there's definitely energy or something here. And there we go, it stopped. Whoa, a lot again. I'll just go over here a little bit more. Whoa. Here we go again. Whoa. It's going crazy. That's nuts. Oh, what was that? I thought I just heard someone call out. Alright, I'm going to make my way out. Yeah, far out. Sounds like somebody walking. Alright, I'm gonna wrap this up. I didn't want to sort of do too much on the paranormal side. This is a sacred site as well. So I'm not going to do any apps or anything that I normally do to basically see if there's any spirits or anything here. I just wanted to sort of see if there's any residual energies, and from over there that there definitely is. And we'll go through here. Oh, I just walked through a spider web. Right. Yeah, and look, and nothing again. That's it. That's weird. I wonder if I go further up here a bit. Just want to see. We'll just just go up here a little bit more. See if there's any. Might have just been in the one spot. No, that's weird, eh? A lot of energy in one place. And nothing since. Yeah, right. Well, I'm kind of getting in the thick of it here. there's not a lot of spots for me to get out, so alright, we're gonna wrap this one up. That's oh wow, okay, that's incredible. Nice. Alright, that's cool. That's all I sort of wanted to check. Alright, thanks guys, thanks for watching this episode. Look, obviously I didn't want to go too much into detail of what actually went on here, out of just respect for the Aboriginal people, who are the Yamaji, the traditional landowners of this area. I did want to come down and just sort of tell a little bit about the story and the history of this place. It is a local spot. So I appreciate watching this channel, and we'll see you guys on the next one. Thanks. I might switch back to the white light because what's that? Did you hear that?
Taunt the souls.
Yeah. Oh, hear that?
Yeah, that was off to the left.
Yeah, what was that?
Something dropping in the water.
Hey guys, we are back. It is night time. I've come back to Bootenal Springs. I said I wasn't going to do a bit of a ghost video, and it's not really a ghost video. We're just going to have a walk around and see what sort of EMF activity. I've set up a trail camera which has been there for a week, so we're going to go retrieve that. So follow me and we'll go have a look at Bootenal at night time. This is so creepy. See, they've got there's plaques everywhere. So there's another plaque just over here.
Oh yeah.
And then the river's just down there pretty much. I'll do this thing again. Just grab a little bit of loose soil like that, about that much, and just chuck it in the river, because it's like a peace offering and a protection for Aboriginal spirits.
It weirdly sounds like a way white guys would, taunt the souls.
Yeah. Oh, hear that?
Yeah, that was off to the left.
Yeah, what was that?
Sounded like a rock hitting a tree.
That's what I thought. Alright. So I did this during the day, but we're gonna throw the sand in the river as a bit of a peace offering and protection. There we go. We didn't come here for disrespect. It's just paranormal and the history of this area. No, definitely not. I don't need that. Alright. So you can sort of see it gets pretty dense around there. But, I've got to go just up a little bit more, I think, here. Right, we're in the spot. I knew it was back this way. Just as I put the stick down too. Here it is. This is where I started getting EMF readings during the day. It was going nuts. Like, just up about where that stick is. So the actual swamp section's not far from here. I was getting little flickers on the, oh yeah, there you go. Okay. Oh, look at that. Is that somebody here? It's so different at night.
Oh yeah.
Far out, look at that. Oh, it's holding too, look at that.
Fuck.
That's definitely something.
Oh yeah.
Wow. It's so just thick. Oh, I thought I heard something just then. Oh, this is still going off. It's holding too. Oh,
It just spiked.
yeah, I've seen that.
Even
That
if it
was
for a
weird.
split second. It did it again. Didn't it?
Yeah. Oh, yeah, I reckon I might set up my REM pod and see if we can get yeah, this EMF is just going nuts, man. Whoa, look at that. That's crazy, eh?
Oh yeah.
So I'll put a REM pod just over there, you can see the red light. Is there anyone here that would like to communicate? We come as a friend, that's all.
There's that dog again.
Yeah. Can you come up to this red light and touch the red light if you can hear my voice? Oh, what was that? Did you hear that?
Yeah, it was over that. that way.
Yeah, it sounded like someone walking, eh?
was creepy.
Can you come and touch this little red light if you can hear my voice? It'll just show me that you're here, that's all. Yeah, that was weird.
Yep.
You can go down to the river just here. It's not too far. Just here.
Oh yeah, I can feel my shoes sticking to the mud.
Yeah, it's crook, eh?
Look how murky that is.
Yeah, I don't even know if there's fish in there, to be honest. Maybe there is.
Maybe, but I doubt it.
Oh yeah, I can see the REM pod from here actually. Just straight through the trees there. I'll switch over to a different light, eh?
Maybe. Because that is seriously the...
Yeah. Alright, I'll switch
How
over.
far into the future do you need to see?
Yeah, alright. We'll switch over to a different light. Yeah. Alright, let's just go back over this way.
Hey Jacko,
Yo.
the bamboo as well we can use to clear spider webs.
Oh yeah, yeah, cool. Because definitely need that. There's so many spiders. Whoa.
Wow, that broke so much easier than any other bamboo I've broken. Oh god.
Can somebody come and touch this little red light for me that's just in front of me? Make it light up.
I should have grabbed more form-fitting shoes.
It's like, yeah, it's
My left foot's got like half a kilo of mud stuck to the bottom of it.
that's alright.
It fell off as I took a step. It got stuck in the mud.
So it's like really dark. You know, if we turn them off, you wouldn't even, I don't think you could even see anything, eh? At all.
The muzzle flew right into my ear.
Yeah. That's really dark.
Can't say fuck
That's,
off.
nah. It's, this place gives me a creep smell.
Yep, swap back to the other light.
Alright, we might just,
This is a fucking loop of bamboo.
well, the REM pod's been pretty quiet.
Considering the activity we've received.
Alright, I might switch back to the white light because, oh, what's that? Did you hear that? What was that?
I have no idea.
It sounded like it was coming from that way. this place gives me the creeps, man. Eh?
Yep, swap back to the other light.
Alright, we might just we'll pack up. I think we'll get out of here because
Yeah, something's not right here.
no. Here we go. It's pretty creepy.
I was about to say, it'll be nice when we can find some rocky ground where we can get this muddle.
Yeah.
And this
So much
sandstone's
mud.
almost like set up like coral reef.
Yeah, I don't know what this thing is. It looks like a grave to me.
That's a gas line.
You reckon?
That's plumbing.
Don't know.
No? Oh, maybe.
Yeah, I don't know what it is.
It's like a metal outline. Oh,
Under the spider.
and we're back to the trail.
Alright, this was Bootenal Springs. I wasn't, like I said before, I wasn't going to do so much of a ghosty thing with this one. I just wanted to come back at night, just have a bit of a feel for, you know, the area at night time. So we're going to call that, and thanks for watching this episode, guys, and stay spooky, and we'll see you on the next one. See you later.